Hello and welcome to the marvellous show Game of Thrones. If you've never watched before, I'm your host Steve, and it's a react show to the Game of Thrones because I was in lockdown, never watched an episode, and it was advised to me that I should. I've been putting it off for years, watched it, and now I'm absolutely hooked. I'm loving it so much. It is the best series ever. It's in my every waking thought. Last week we watched episode 7 of series 6, which was The Broken Man. Quite a lot going on, but it wasn't. It was more of a build-up episode, I think, to these next 3 episodes we're about to see. The Hound's back, which is awesome, and they went straight in as well. There was no messing around. There was no intro. Well, there was an intro, but it cut straight in. And usually, when they do that, it's going to be something big, and it was, I think, quite big that the Hound was still alive. I was well pleased about that. So we started with Jon, Sansa, and Davos, who were trying to get all the houses on side. And they went to House Mormont, who with Lady Lyanna, I think her name was, and she's only 10 years old, but with real attitude. And Davos kind of put it to her that it's not, you're not out of this war. Everyone's going to be involved in it soon, because as soon as the Walkers come, then they're going to wipe everybody out. So everyone's got to try and get together. And it convinced her, and she agreed. But when Jon asked her how many men he could have, that she said 62. Me thinking 62,000. No, 62. Bless them. It's better than nothing, isn't it? It's better than nothing. So they went on to the next one, which I think was the House Glover, I think. And didn't get such a warm reception with that one. He was having none of it. He said the Starks weren't there to help him when the Ironborns attacked and killed his wife and their kids. So you can understand he's probably not too happy and not too keen to join, especially as they're now with the Boltons as well. So the last thing he wants to do is be seen to go on their side. So I don't know. I mean, at the minute, Jon wants to attack, even with 2,500 men. He wants to attack, which is suicide. That would just be stupid to do that. We saw what happened to Stannis. Different situation, perhaps, but still, it wouldn't be much different. But we did see Sansa writing a letter. Now, at first, I thought that was to Blackfish to get his army, but he's occupied at the moment. There's no way he'd be able to help. So I think she's writing to Littlefinger because he did offer the Vale army. I mean, yeah, okay, that might work out, and they might well get Winterfell back. But it's Littlefinger, isn't it? He's always got a plan. He's always one step ahead. So I wouldn't put it past him to try and get Jon out of the way so that he could then have Winterfell. So we'll have to see, but I do think that's who who's writing the letter to. I'm pretty sure. In King's Landing we saw High Sparrow chatting to Marjorie, and he wants her to get Alanna on side. I've not trusted the High Sparrow anyway, but he's definitely got a plan, you can tell. He comes across as the wise old man, with all these kind of anecdotes and all that sort of stuff, but I tell you what, he has got a plan. And getting Alanna on side would be a big step. So Marjorie had a meeting with her, and by then I was convinced that Marjorie was completely brainwashed, the way she was acting and everything. But there was definitely a few signs when she did speak to Alanna, who, by the way, Alanna was in such form, it was brilliant. But as they left, Marjorie slipped her a little bit of paper in her hand secretly. And when Alanna read it, it was a picture of the rose, which just shows that Marjorie's still there. She hasn't been completely brainwashed yet. And also, when Alanna went, Marjorie was visibly upset that she had gone, but she had to hold it back. She had that what's her face with her, that horrible thing that's always beating her up and stuff. So she had to show sort of a brave face. But I think Marjorie is still in there. Later on, we saw Cersei as well approach Alanna, trying to get Alanna on side. And Alanna was having none of it. She said, "No, I'm going back. I'm done in King's Landing. This is all your fault," and it was all her fault. And so she was leaving. But I mean, she can't just leave and that's it, because she knows that Marjorie and obviously Loras is still being regularly beaten, I think, for not confessing his sins. So I don't know what's going to happen there. But there's only 3 episodes left, and they're going to have to tie the story up. So I think things are going to really start picking up now. We're in episode 8. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see how this pans out. We also saw Yara and Theon in Volantis. I wondered where they were going. So they're kind of there now. It's so close. And yeah, Yara wants to meet Daenerys and to join forces. Obviously, she's got all the ships, which is what she needs. So this could be very, very exciting. And she's also a bit nasty to Theon, but I get why she did it. She's trying to snap Theon out of Reek, and so Reek's gone forever, kind of thing. and she basically sort of gave him sort of an ultimatum. She sort of said, look, if Reek is still in there, then you need to just cut your wrist now and end it. But if you're going to be Theon, and if the real Theon's going to come out, then we need him. So I think that was a good sort of turning point for Theon. So I think he's back on side now. In Braavos, we saw Arya get a deal with a captain of a ship to take her back to Westeros. She gave him money and whatnot, and I thought, brilliant, this is going to be awesome. But I knew that something was going to happen, so I knew that Waif's after her. And every person that was walking past, I thought, oh God, it could be her, it could be her. Then this little old lady approaches her on a bridge, and I was 100% sure that was going to be her, and it was the Waif. And she stabbed Arya, properly stabbed her twice in the stomach. And I thought that was it, that's it, Arya's gone. And I was absolutely shocked and mortified. She fell off the bridge into the water, and then I think the Waif probably thought that her job was done. But somehow, I know this is the realms of fantasy now, but somehow Arya survived that, and we've left her walking through the streets bleeding profusely from her stomach. God knows how she's going to survive this, unless there's some kind of magic or some sort of witch that saves her. I don't know how she's going to get out of it. It's going to take her ages to get back, to full strength again. So the Arya going to Westeros thing, I don't think it's going to be happening anytime soon. But it could still happen in episode 10, which I still think it's when it's going to happen. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. At Riverrun, the Lancaster, Jesus. In Riverrun, the Lannister army arrived, headed by Jaime and Bronn, and obviously they got there, and the Frey army were there. I say army. His sons that just didn't know what to do. They had Blackfish's nephew with a knife at his throat, threatening they were going to cut his throat if they didn't lower the drawbridge. So Blackfish just went, cut his throat then. Simple as that. I'm not going to drop this drawbridge, no way. So they didn't know what they were doing. Jaime's completely taken charge now. He had a one-to-one meeting with Blackfish, which didn't go too well for Jaime, because Blackfish just completely dominated him in that conversation. He said, I wanted to meet the Kingslayer, and to be honest, I'm quite disappointed. Which really knocked Jaime's ego big time. So I guess they're going to attack now. Like I said before, I'm not really invested in this story. It's happened too quick, and it's not really anything to do with. There's been no build up to it. It's a bit weird, a bit random. Unless it suddenly involves other things, I don't know. I don't really care. That's what I'm trying to say. But hey, look, it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, we'll see where it goes. And finally, the Hound is back. Oh my word! And he's not a happy chappy. He was saved by this guy called Ray, who kind of is the head of a group of villagers. He used to be like a mercenary, and he's sort of seen the error of his ways, and he's now just wants to form a little community of his own. And they found the Hound, and he kind of said he was basically nearly dead. But he brought him back, and now the Hound he's part of the community, but not. He's kind of still a bit of a loner. And every scene, I think he was chopping wood in just about every scene we saw. And during the day, these three from the Brotherhood arrived on horses. Now, I always thought the Brotherhood were all right. They weren't too bad, certainly from what I saw in past scenes. But these three were arseholes. And they basically, in a subtle way, threatened that they would be back. They wanted to know if he had any food or any horses or any money. So you knew they were going to be coming back, and Hound knew they were going to be coming back as well. And then later on in the episode, he's chopping wood again, and you can hear these sort of screams, and he sort of runs to where the screams are, and it was too late. The Brotherhood had already wiped out all the villagers, and they'd hung Ray. So and Ian McShane as well. I love Ian McShane. He's a ledge. I thought he was going to be in it, like be another character, but just one episode. I was gutted, because he's an amazing actor. I love him to bits. So that's it. And last scene basically was the Hound picking up this axe and not looking too happy. So I don't know. He's going to get some vengeance, I think. But I'm really glad he's back, and I don't know how he's going to intertwine into some stories. He's bound to intertwine at some point. So that'd be quite interesting to see whose side he ends up on. But yeah, okay, that was episode 7, and now let's crack on with episode 8. Can't wait. This is called No One. It's going to be Arya all day long. Hopefully she gets her vengeance on the Waif, but again, that's even if she survives, because she's just been stabbed in the stomach. So we'll have to see. But yes, like, subscribe, hit the bell, Sorry, someone just walked past my window, it freaked me out. I've forgotten what I was saying now. Yeah, subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell. You'll be updated every time I put something new up. So let's crack on, and this is episode 8, season 6, No One, Game of Thrones. See you in a bit.
There are no men like me.
My son.
Oh. Oh, she's going to go back there.
Shut your blue eyes, my love. Let the crown fall. The Father above beckons you to his hall. But now I seek vengeance on Sansa the whore. And my brother, the imp.
Arya's going to go to her for help. That's dangerous. I hope she doesn't get killed now. Don't drink. How can you drink after what just happened? It's going to be Arya, isn't it? I don't know about that, come on.
Good at that. Where did you learn?
If her stomach had been slashed, I'd understand, but
the actress,
a stab, no.
the one who wanted you dead.
She'll have a hard time finding work as an actress after what I did to her face. Come with us. What's left for you here?
You wouldn't be safe. Not while she's looking for me.
Who?
She doesn't have a name. But what's west of Westeros?
I don't know.
Nobody does. What's that?
Milk of the poppy.
I don't want any.
It's like a bit of opium, send you to sleep.
Think about it, Captain.
Oh, the hound's going to take them out.
I was a famous kisser. And you jam it right up her bunghole.
Who said romance was dead?
Oh, it smells like pussy to me.
Oh! Oh!
Where's the other one? The one with the yellow cloak. They're dying, you know that.
Ooh, he's back.
Separ Daenerys Axio Erudi Deniara Issus.
Call that a successful gap.
Very weird, that is, that story.
Round. The city has come back to life.
You made a pact with fanatics.
I did, and it worked. I'm going to miss you.
I know.
Where's he going?
I hope you're right about this expedition of yours.
What expedition?
No, I was wrong.
Oh, I don't know. I missed something.
Your Grace, several members of the Faith Militant have been permitted entry to the Red Keep.
The king is aware of their presence.
He is, Your Grace. He's currently in his chambers at prayer.
Your Grace, His Holiness the High Septon wishes to speak with you at the Great Sept of Baelor.
His Holiness the High Septon is welcome to see me here, in the Red Keep.
Your Grace, this is not a request.
It is a request, Cousin Lancel. You are asking me for something I'm refusing.
Go on, Mountain.
Move aside, sir. Order your man to step aside or there will be violence.
Oh, there'll be violence and you'll lose.
I choose violence.
Holy crap! Next.
Please tell His High Holiness he's always welcome to visit.
That was amazing. Oh, Brienne!
It's like a siege, my lady.
You have a keen military mind, Pod.
She's going to see Jamie again. Yay!
My name is Brienne of Tarth. Please inform Sir Jamie Lannister I've come to speak with him.
Oh, I never thought they'd see each other again. Bronn.
Getting a bit old to be a squire, aren't we? Show me your stance. Now listen to me, bud. You see how your feet are about a yard apart? Lesson number 1. Assume everyone wants to hit you.
Come on, don't stop.
I never thought you'd find her. I just assumed Sansa was dead.
Why would you assume that?
In my experience, girls like her don't live very long. Of course, my sister wants Sansa dead. The girl's still a suspect in Joffrey's murder, so there is that complication.
What the hell are you doing here?
I've come for the Blackfish.
You're welcome to have him.
The Tullys are rebels because they're fighting for their home.
Riverrun was granted to the Freys by royal decree.
As a reward for betraying Robb Stark and slaughtering his family.
Exactly.
What do you propose?
Allow me to enter Riverrun under a flag of truce. Let me try to persuade the Blackfish to give up the castle.
Why would he abandon his ancestral home?
Because you'll allow him to lead the Tully forces safely north.
Sounds like a good deal.
Try to talk some sense into the old goat. He won't listen, but his men might.
Not everybody wants to die for someone else's home.
I need your word. If I persuade him to abandon the castle, you'll grant us safe passage north.
You have my word.
It's yours. It will always be yours.
Aww.
If you think I'm abandoning my family seat on the Kingslayer's word of honor, you're a bloody fool.
Who gave you that sword with a gold lion on the pommel?
Sir Jaime kept his word to your niece, Catelyn Stark.
She's exactly like her mother.
There's to be a royal announcement.
There is.
Why wasn't I informed?
Where are you going?
To stand by my son.
Your place is in the gallery. With the other ladies of the court.
Oh, Cersei.
After conferring with His Holiness, the High Septon, we have determined that Loras Tyrell and Cersei Lannister's trial will be held in the Great Sept of Baelor on the first day of the Festival of the Mother. The Crown has decided that from this day forward, trial by combat will be forbidden throughout the Seven Kingdoms.
Oh dear.
A scheme devised by corrupt rulers in order to avoid true judgment from the gods.
It's got a point. Oh dear. She's in real trouble, Cersei.